Welcome back to another episode of From My Perspective. I'm your boy Dion coming to you. Thank you again for joining us. While you guys are at it, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, there was a study that was shown that like 60% of listeners aren't subscribed. If y'all subscribe now, you won't be part of that 60%. Just saying. But again, thanks for joining us for another episode. I'm your boy Dion. And you guys know I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Captain Hater. Q, how you doing? How was your Christmas?
Well, what to do, what it is, you're another bad show. Boy, Mr. Bear, aka say your name on the spot. Might not put you to my man. Yeah, my Christmas was actually amazing. It was amazing. How was yours?
It was cool. As a single man with no kids, my Christmas isn't as exciting as, it normally would be if I was a man with a woman and a kid. But it was still a nice little chill Christmas. I can't complain. I got liquored up and watched The Grinch. What more could you ask for?
Oh yeah, that's one way to do it. I mean, I ain't even gonna
Yeah.
hold you. That's one way to do it. Nah, man.
Well, yeah.
Everybody enjoyed the gift. To me, at this point, mine is about the gift, the actual gift giving, to see people's facial expressions when they
Yeah.
open their gifts that I got them, and I feel I got everybody, like everybody, eat from my uncles, aunt, my cousins, my little cousins. You know what I'm saying? You already speak on the son and the girl, mama and big sister. Everybody love their gift. So
You can't you can't hide money. I swear you can't. You
you can't
cannot
have mine.
hide money.
I feel like I did my one too. But let me tell you something. I opened one of my gifts. It was some Johnny Walker Blue. I ain't even opened the whole box. I just seen the label at the top, and I was like, oh. Oh, yeah.
Good times, good times.
What you
But
said?
who else? I know who else had a pretty good holiday season, and that's Carmelo Hayes. Uh, captures first title on a taped episode of SmackDown against Ilya Dragunov in a open challenge match. I know it was eating him alive to not be able to like post about it, you know, do all that stuff on social media, especially considering it came out, it got out. It was a tape show, so obviously it did get out. But he is now the United States champion, so he's going into 2026 as the United States champion. And I'm just, hey, it was a long time coming. Obviously, we usually only talk about WWE during when the PLE is about to happen, but we had to mention that. And also, it's looking like Javon Evans is getting caught up. Trick Williams is getting caught up. A lot of the new blood is coming to the WWE main roster. So it's an exciting time for WWE, but we did have to congratulate Carmelo Hayes. Well deserved getting a United States title. And he said he might bring back the sprinter belt. I hope so.
Yeah, no, I hope we do bring it back. Yeah, no, it was dope to see. Well, we hinted at it last week because, like you said, we we knew about it. We've been knowing about this for a week and a half
Yeah.
now. But nah, it's a real shout out to Carmelo. Uh, Let me ask you: Trick's coming, Javon's coming, Obi's coming. Do you think one of them should challenge for Melo and be like the first? How they get introduced to the main roster?
I mean, it obviously makes sense for Trick Williams to maybe challenge him with considering all the history those two have. They're going to interact. They cannot avoid it, especially if Trick Williams is going to be on SmackDown. They got to interact. They got too much history. Maybe they even form a tag team again. Who knows? I don't think they should. I think both of their characters are a little bit bigger than the whole Trick Mellow gang that they had going on in NXT. So, but they are going to cross paths, so it makes sense for it to be Trick Williams.
Okay. What brand do you think needs them more? As far as because I saw Trick was talking to Cody. I also I feel like Javon's going to Raw.
Yeah.
At least I think. Then it's like Obi. Where do you think Obi? Like who needs the influx of talent more?
Um, Main high level talent SmackDown because all they got is Cody, Drew McIntyre, Roman whenever he shows up, but he's on both shows. Raw is pretty stacked up. with the whole vision. They when Seth Rollins comes back, obviously you got CM Punk, you got Jay Uso. They're pretty stacked up in the main event scene over there at Raw. That's why probably why they sent Javon Evans over there. He's he's not main event level quite yet, but he's going to get there. So he's easy to slide into the mid card. Trick Williams, Oba Femi, they got to go pretty much straight to upper mid or main card level as soon as they get to main roster. They can't you can't just slide them in at the lower level and work their way up. They big names. They
You
don't
think?
need to win the title right away, but they I don't think they can just be coming and be treated as regular on the main roster.
Okay, Obi, I feel you 110%. Trick, you think he's already ready for that?
On the mic wise, he's probably not gonna win a title for a while, but he at least needs to mix it up with a Cody, mix it up with a he got history with Ilya Dragunov, he got history with Carmelo, mix it up with those guys. He can't be mixing it up with a Miz. He can't be mixing up with a I mean those is on that's on Raw. I don't even know who's the lower level on SmackDown like that. But he can't be mixing it up with Alpha Academy. He gotta be mixing it up with a Sheamus and above type guys.
Okay, okay, I feel it. I feel it. No, I feel what you're saying. Like you did say upper mid card. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, nah. They do got Randy. That's the name we did
Yeah.
forget to mention.
Yeah,
I think it's a name they forget to mention too.
yeah, yeah,
They do have Randy, but nah, you are right. Trick Obi for sure has got to be. He's got to go in top. He's got to be one of the main stars going on SmackDown.
yeah,
As soon as he gets there, because he got the aura that says I'm not like the rest of them. I'm one of them. Like I'm one of them ones. You ain't gonna find too many like me. So yeah, nah, definitely. But yeah, man, shout out to Melo. Melo, it was deserving. It Triple H be online.
Oh yeah,
He Triple H be online, and he saw the comments that was being made and directed towards him about how he feels about certain groups, or he also seen how everybody was getting behind Trick and I mean not Trick Melo. Everybody was getting behind Melo, and he made the decision like, all right, I see what y'all saying. I see where the momentum's going. I'm gonna go on and feed into
yep.
it. So
No,
yeah,
but yeah, congratulations to those guys for getting caught up and getting big congratulations to Carmelo Hayes for winning him the United States title. But we got to slide to back to also what happened during the holidays, Christmas Day in particular, and the NBA won. We knew it. The NBA beat the NFL, and everybody's telling the NFL, "Get off my block. Y'all need to stick to Thanksgiving." But we all know the NFL, they're gonna come back. We'll see how they do it next year. Next year, Thanksgiving. I mean, next year, Christmas is on a Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So we will see how they play it next year. This year was just, it kind of hurt. Obviously, end of the season, you got some teams that's not playing for nothing. You got injured quarterbacks. And then it was bad luck on the NFL part. And the NBA, they, had some great games. We're going to talk about it a little bit more. The Knicks, then also we'll talk about OKC and the Spurs. Jokic went berserk, and that game in the total was crazy. The Lakers were shaky on defense, but outside of that, the NBA won against the NFL. Before we go in particular about the NBA, how you feeling? How you feeling about the NFL probably trying to come back again next year on a Friday? You think they're gonna do something different? What you think?
I think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna do nothing different. I think. Okay, first let me say it like this. I don't think the NFL is going to do anything different because the simple fact is money. The answer to all your questions is money. And then especially the fact that it's on a Friday, they definitely going to run it up.
Mm.
They're going to have their 3 games like they did this year.
And they probably have a. And you've been hammering down that the NBA needs to do something on Christmas Eve. There was no games. The NFL is gonna probably have some on Christmas Eve, considering it's Thursday. Keep a Thursday night game. That's probably gonna do great because adults waiting for their kids to go to sleep to put the toys up. That's perfect.
I don't under Dion. There was nothing. There was nothing on Christmas Eve.
Nothing. Nothing.
But
No NFL, no NBA, nothing.
it should never nothing on Christmas Eve. I think they do have one bowl game, and I think it's in Hawaii. The
Yeah.
Sheraton, I think it's the Sheraton Bowl. I could be wrong. They had that on Christmas Eve, but other than that, Christmas Eve, there's no sporting. There's no sporting event. I don't know if that's like something the NBA just decided to do a long time ago and they just ain't never done it or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but here's the thing. I was thinking we don't take it. Panay Sewell, he said we had to play on Thanksgiving and we
Mm-hmm.
had to play on Christmas.
Mm-hmm. The Lions and the Cowboys both had to do
I
it.
was going to say the Lions and the Cowboys, they both had to play Thanksgiving and Christmas. For one, I don't think that's fair.
Nah, if not.
If they play Thanksgiving every year, once you sign to the Cowboys and the Lions, you know you're going to play Thanksgiving. That being said, them two should never play on Christmas.
Nope.
Never. But I'm thinking there's 3 NFL games, or it's 5 basketball games. We think about all the players and the coaches that have to work on that holiday, but we don't take account in the people, let's say on the TV broadcast side, not just people calling the games, the cameraman, the people that help the cameraman, the production crews, the
The
statisticians, and all of that,
reporters.
the reporters. Then we don't think about the people when you it's people that work these stadiums and these arenas as
Yeah.
well. So all of these people got to work Christmas every year. The NBA used to be 2 games. It used to be a West Coast game. It used to be an East Coast game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the NBA needs to do a smarter thing and go down to 3 games this year.
Yeah, that,
Going
that
forward,
last game is super late, man. 10 o'clock.
it's 10:30. Mind you, it probably was the best game out of the 5.
Yeah, yeah.
That being said, it's the best game out of the 5. But I think the NBA needs to push it, bring it back down to 3, and then have, like I said, play Christmas Eve. Why are you not playing Christmas Eve? I do not know, but go on and play Christmas Eve. And I think the NFL too. They got 3 games. They should probably bring it down to 1, maybe 2. I don't think we do. We need all of this on Christmas.
It was I will say it was tough to keep up. Obviously, I was watching the Cowboys game and I said, I'm gonna watch this OKC Spurs game. Thankfully, I got a computer and I got a TV in close proximity. I can do that. Some people, you got the multi-view. It's tough, man. Like they both the NFL and the NBA, they fighting hard to get our attention, and it's tough, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how people do it. I was only able to watch 2 games. Luckily, none of the NBA games or NFL games, none of the NBA games crossed over on NBA games, and none of the NFL games crossed over. So I was able to keep one TV on the NFL game and my computer on the NBA game. That helped a lot, but it was still a lot to look back and forth and seeing what's going on.
It is a lot, but the thing that's gonna help you next year, as far as for the NBA, they're gonna do 5 games again next year, right? That 10:30 game, what's gonna help next year is the fact that it is on a Friday. So it
Yeah,
really is people ain't really gonna be doing nothing the next day because it's
yep, yep,
Saturday. So that game will probably that 10:30 game will get the best ratings it had in years because of the fact it's on a Friday.
yep.
But I really think the NBA should come down. I think the NBA should come down to 3, and I think the NFL should. NBA should come down to 3. NFL should go down to 1 or 2. And NBA, or like you said, NFL move them. Yeah, some of them games to Christmas Eve. If you want to keep it up, move them Christmas Eve.
Yep.
Ain't nothing that's on. You ain't got no other competition.
Yep. So let's go ahead and go through. We're not going to go through the NFL slate. It was a trash slate, but it is what it is. But the NBA slate on Christmas Day, it was the New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Knicks pulled out a victory, 2-point victory. The San Antonio Spurs versus the OKC Thunder. The Spurs won their third straight against the OKC Thunder. We'll get into that a little bit more. Cooper Flag, I will say he looked very good against the Warriors, but Steph Curry, he did Steph Curry things. The Houston Rockets versus the Lakers. The Lakers do not play a lick of defense. I could put up 10 points on them. And then, like we said, the best game of the night, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ant-Man went crazy. And the Denver Nuggets, Jokic put up a triple-double. So, great game. Is there anything you want to talk about in particular before we lock in on OKC and the Spurs?
Not really. Like you said,
Mm,
it wasn't much.
yeah. So, I'll say Cooper Flag looked good, but I want to get to the Thunder.
Yeah, he looked good, but they still lost.
Yeah, I want to get to
My bad. Go ahead. My
I want to get to the Thunder, and my perspective has changed. If you watched the episode a couple weeks ago, Q and me, we was talking about the Thunder. At that time, they was what, 21, 22 and 1, something to that effect. I'm thinking, oh, they going for that 73-9 record. They going for 74 wins. And we was talking about Giannis looking like he might be on the move. You proposed to me, why don't the Thunder try to go get Giannis? I told you, hell no, I ain't messing that up. My perspective has changed. I think you might need to make that call because the center the San Antonio Spurs has gone on to beat the OKC Thunder not one, not two, but three straight games in a row.
bad.
And Shea even said it. You don't lose to a team three times without them being better than you. And styles make fights. I think the Thunder are still clearly one of the better teams in the NBA, but the Spurs look good. I went from it's probably just gonna be the Spurs winning this whole thing, but now in the West, I got three in a possible in the West that could come out of the West. And I got the Spurs, the Thunder, the Nuggets, and the possible is Minnesota. That's my possible.
Okay. I was like, we should. I'm like, who's the possible? Okay, I can see it. I can
So
see it.
that's my possible.
Okay, I can
So
see it.
I'm not on the Thunder bandwagon no more. I am on that San Antonio. I ain't even gonna call it a bandwagon. I am on that San Antonio alien spaceship. They calling them Area 51 for a reason. I think the San as of now, I think the Spurs got the Thunder's number. The Thunder might need to make that call.
Okay, so like I said before, I think if you get the opportunity to get a Giannis, you take the opportunity to get a Giannis. So I think the Spurs. I mean, I think the Oklahoma City should put. I think the Oklahoma City should make that call. But here's my thing: is at this point, does that call even matter? Because the Spurs the Spurs is playing really good. At the time, I think they lost seven to eight games at this point. Last time I checked, it was seven, but I think they lost in the past couple of days. But the Spurs have the Spurs have an excellent record as well. So even if you go get Giannis, if you the Thunder, do you think that's really gonna put them over the hump to beat the Spurs? Now I'm questioning is, do you even make the call? Because the simple fact, is it going to put you over them?
They,
Or
they
is it
they they have nothing for Victor right now. I mean, the Christmas Day it was more De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox gave them more problems than Victor Wembanyama. But golly, I was watching that game. It's like the Thunder don't know how to play against this team. They don't know what to do when Victor's on the floor. Jalen Williams says they have a 7'5" guy that takes up a lot of space. The Thunder like to get to the rack. They can't get to the rack when against the Spurs. So it's
but
tough.
but okay. Does I was about to say Joker. Does does the Greek freak answer the Wimby problem?
I think he's a better answer to what they got now.
True. But I think they better answer for what they I think they answer to the Wimby problem is Chet need to play better.
Boy, hey, Chet do not. I mean, Wimby do not like Chet. Boy, you could just see it. Every
And,
time he go, he be putting that whole bony shoulder in him every game.
and think about it. And I think that's why San Antonio got Oklahoma City's numbers because of the fact Wimby don't like dude. And it's proven and it's shown and he makes it clear every chance he get. I don't like him. Don't like him, and y'all all gonna get it by association. You rock y'all, he on y'all team, bet every single one of y'all can get it. Line him up. He play a little harder. He play a little harder and a little more focused when he plays Oklahoma City. Imagine he's a freak. You know, like we say the Greek freak's a freak. No, Wimby's a totally different animal.
Alien.
He's different. But when he plays San Antonio, it's like every aspect of his game just gets better, and I don't even see how that's possible.
I don't. It's,
So
it's
I don't.
crazy. It's crazy.
When we had this discussion originally, I thought Giannis was the answer. Now, Dion, I'm over here like, I don't really know if that's gonna make a difference.
Yeah.
You know
They,
what I'm saying?
they
I'm
they
not.
they need something. But the Thunder are 27-5. I mean, obviously they still have a shot at the 73-9. They got four more losses to go if they want to get 73-9. Do you think they can get there? I'm off that now because at first I was like they'll probably get 74 wins. Now shoot, they'll be 65 plus. I don't know if they're gonna get 70. I think they'll be 65 plus.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're gonna be between 65 and 70. They're gonna 67, 68 type situation. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna get it either because in the fact I know they have to play San Antonio for a fact one more time.
Yeah.
And
So
it's all until I see something different. Yeah, that's a loss to me.
yes, yes,
Until I see something different, that's a loss to me. And then it's hard to win that many games. You
yeah,
know what I mean? It's just there's a lot of the West is very top heavy. There's good teams in the West, but like you said, title contenders. There's only three in a possible in the
yeah,
West. So then you gonna have to play Denver and Curry a team by himself.
yeah.
So he might get them one. So yeah, no, I don't think they have. I don't think they're gonna get it.
Yeah, so but we'll see. We'll talk more about it as the season goes on. Once Christmas hits, that means the NBA season is really here now. We can really start focusing on it. Uh, East, I mean, there ain't much to talk about in the East, but we do got to talk about. There's been some trade rumors going around. Specifically, I heard Trae Young. I heard a little bit of Kawhi, he just got his career high last night, so congratulations to him. I heard a little Kawhi, I heard a little Harden, but I also heard that there's not much trade value for them guys because of their age and their injury history, specifically Kawhi. Obviously, we heard about Giannis, we heard about Melo, but I want to stick with Trae Young because it seems like the Hawks is they're from the words I read, they're looking for the exit ramp. They're looking to get up off of them by the February trade deadline. Where you think Trae Young will fit best?
So like you said, Atlanta's making it clear they want off the trade train. Um, the problem with Trae is a small guard that don't play no defense.
Nope.
Not a lick. He don't play a lick of defense. He don't. Uh, and he's not lengthy. He's not thick neither. So he's a small guard that don't play no defense. You got to put him on the team. You have to put him on the kind of a team that he's on with a bunch of length and defenders around him. But they need to be. No offense, they need to be better than what Atlanta is right now. Atlanta's on the come up, but they're not there right now. It's
Mm.
a team that makes perfect sense to me is two teams that come straight to mind. One of them is actually Milwaukee, with Giannis,
Yep.
because it's simple fact. As much as I don't like Miles Turner for the actions that he had chosen to do by going up to Milwaukee, I say some things about him, but I ain't gonna say it on this pod because we try not to cuss. But I refer to him as some names. But he does block a lot of shots. He covers up the fact that your guards might people might get past your guards. Then we talked about Giannis. Giannis is an excellent defender as well
Mhm.
in the paint. So Trae would fit great on Milwaukee because he'll give Milwaukee the offense while Miles Turner and Giannis can cover up defensive errors of Trae. But the problem with that is, they waived and stretched not Melo, Damian Lillard. So that's $20 million of salary cap that's getting used for. They can't do nothing with it. So
Yep.
I don't know how they would trade for him, but Trae makes sense there. The other place that Trae makes sense is next to Anthony Edwards. Because you have Anthony Edwards, you have Jaden McDaniels, you have Rudy Gobert. I don't know who again. I don't know who they're gonna trade to get this. But if you put Trae as your starting point guard, because that's what Minnesota is lacking, you have Anthony Edwards there who plays defense. You have Jaden McDaniels there that plays defense, and then you have Rudy Gobert.
Who plays defense?
It's Giannis and then it's Rudy as far as men who they're gonna protect the rim.
Yep.
It makes he fits there. He got to go somewhere where there's a center that protects the rim and other wing defenders that would help him. Those are the two perfect locations for me for Trae.
So I agree with you 100%. Again, Trae Young, they've called this man the next coming of Steph Curry. Steph Curry, at least he's a little bit more than a cone out there. Steph Curry, at least will get in front of you.
I was going to say, Steph will put a little body on you, but Steph ain't real then neither.
No,
Eddie
he's
Steph
not.
is what 6'2", 6'3". Trae's just
Steph
six.
might be like six, yeah, six, he's close to 6'3", 6'4" area.
Yeah,
So and Trae, yeah, he's young. So I don't know, but obviously the Hawks is trying to get off of him, and also I'm hearing that the Hawks is not very too happy with their number one overall pick last season. He's not developing like they're supposed to. Crazy enough, when the draft came around, we was confused that his name is escaping me, but we was confused why they drafted him. It was like he didn't show us much. Why y'all get him? So it's looking like that could be a bust. Don't really want to call it just yet, but the Hawks is not very happy with what's going on. So they might be in line for all on through a rebuild. It looks like.
I think you got to give Reese Shea more time. He's still young. Sar didn't come up. Sar didn't start coming on the late last year. You know what I'm saying? So, and they got Jalen Johnson balling down there. They love that. They love that down in Atlanta because Jalen Johnson's balling.
Yep. So, but I'm gonna ask you this question that we talked about last time we talked about the NBA before we switch gears to college football. OKC or the field?
The field.
Yeah. And the only field that I'm really concerned about is the West. I don't think anybody in the East can beat anybody in the West. Well, the top three teams. I think the top three teams that I mentioned, OKC, San Antonio, and Denver, are head and shoulders above everybody in the league. And just got the notification. It looks like Jokic hurt his knee. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. Let's pray it's nothing serious because I like watching him play. So hopefully, it's nothing serious.
You said nobody in the East. Here's the thing with I feel like New York in a 7 game series has the potential to hang.
Okay.
I don't know if they have the potential to win, but I feel like they got the potential to hang.
So I know we talked a lot about it towards the end of last season, and while they was damn near doing GM malpractice trying to find a coach, we was like, yeah, they would have been the favorites if they would have kept D'Antoni.
Yeah.
They got a one hell of a coach in Mike Brown, and I don't know. Am I wrong? I think the Knicks is the favorite in the East.
Yeah, they got a favor because Cleveland, we don't know what to make of Cleveland because of the fact they missing 2 starters every game. What do we know? And Hunter ain't been playing well either. Boston Celtics is the 3 seed currently,
Yeah.
which is the most surprising thing because we knew Boston was gonna make the playoffs, but we didn't think it was gonna be the 3 seed.
No, I thought they was maybe six or playing in the area.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, one of my favorite players, does he ain't gonna be like top 5 MVP, but he should get some MVP votes. He should be on the ballot. He should be on a lot of people's ballots. Him and Derek White is balling and carrying Boston, but do you trust that? I mean, Tatum probably gonna come back, but do you trust it for them?
Nah, he's not gonna be right until next season. Then obviously Detroit Pistons, they are the current number one seed, and I just ain't seen it in the play. I got to see it in the playoffs, not just the regular season. I have to see it in the playoffs to be like, okay, let's see. Okay, I believe in you guys. I just no offense, guys. I ain't seen y'all do nothing. Not in the playoffs.
No, and then the Raptors, I don't trust it. I feel like I'm just gonna be
See,
straight up. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go a whole down the list. Raptors, Magic, 76ers, Heat. I don't trust it.
nope.
And then that gets us to the Cavaliers, where, like I said, everybody hurt.
Yeah,
And then below that, come on now, what are we talking about?
yeah, they not. But yeah, before we move, let's Joel Embiid. He got hurt again. Do you think it's time for them to move off Joel Embiid? I mean, I don't know if you can even get much for him. I don't know if could you get a bag of chips for him right now?
What's going to say? Is it time for them to move off? Sure. What you gonna do with them? Move off? You gonna wait and stretch them like Milwaukee did with Dame? It's nothing you can do. You can't. He has no trade value because he stay hurt. He ain't Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis play more than he does. But it's the same thing. It's hard with Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis wants to get traded, but he also I don't know if he want to get traded, but he wants an extension.
Yep.
You don't play that often to be asking for. You don't play that often to get the number that you gonna want asking for an extension. And this is hard for me to say because even though he went to that school up the road, I thought Anthony Davis had to choose to be the best player in the league at one point.
Yep. He
When
just haven't
Anthony,
done that.
his first 3 years, I kept telling people he gonna be one of the best. Give him back 5, 6 years, he gonna be one of the best players. And this is the time frame where he should have been that, but in that conversation, but he stayed hurt. You can't get enough. You barely get anything from him. You definitely ain't getting enough for Joel. You know, because he don't play at all.
So if the Mavericks do try to get off AD, where do you think is the best spot for AD?
I heard Atlanta want him, but I heard Atlanta want him. I heard Detroit want him. I heard Toronto want him. But like I said, with all the same thing with all of those is, dude, how much are you willing to pay in extension for AD, knowing he stay hurt? And then hell, like you talked about Kawhi, and you talked about Kawhi. That's the thing with Kawhi. Is Kawhi gonna play?
Yeah.
Why am I giving up assets to trade for a person who's not going to play?
Yeah.
So with I don't know who at this point. I don't know who play more, Kawhi or AD. I know who definitely don't play more, and that's Joel.
Yep. Yep. That's a good point. But NBA season is starting to heat up. Trade deadline is not too far. It's not around the corner. It's a little bit down the street, but it ain't far. We gonna get it. And whenever a big trade happen, maybe we'll get another bomb like the Luka trade, and we might have to do an emergency pod. But we will see. Fun times last year. But let's go ahead. We gotta go ahead and move on to the college football playoffs. They're being played on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And Lord knows I have not been keeping track of the college football schedule as much. In my mind, they was playing on Friday and Saturday. Then I looked at the schedule like, oh, that's right. They're playing on New Year's. Cause I forget these are bowl games, the Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl. These bowl games, they like to get played on New Year's Day. For some reason, that's what they want, especially the Rose Bowl. They want to get played on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. But neither, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Let's talk about these games. You got Miami playing against Ohio State, Oregon versus Texas Tech, Alabama versus Indiana, Ole Miss versus Georgia in a rematch. How you feeling about these games?
I honestly don't know. And the reason I say honestly I don't know is because of some fact, like Miami. Miami looked good most of the year. But when they look bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what to make of them. And then Indiana's Indiana. I'm never gonna believe Indiana is good until they host a trophy. And even then, I'm gonna be on some. Man, I bet you I can't do it next year. Like I bet you I can't do it next year. And then Ole Miss, I don't know. Lane's gone, so I don't know if I should take that. You know what I'm saying, that they play Tulane, and or should I look at how they play Tulane? I don't know if I should look at the opponent or look at how they play.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with Alabama. They got hot at the end. But and if the game versus Oklahoma, but Oklahoma was,
Yeah, it really like we talked about it. It was that drop pass from their receiver. Since then, they just went downhill. Alabama went uphill.
yeah. Then Ohio State, y'all let Indiana beat y'all. I'm being serious. I'm just saying. Until I see it,
So I mean, this is the final eight. Who if you had to, who would you put your money on to win the whole thing?
Georgia because it's Kirby Smart.
Okay.
That's it. And then Oregon again. Y'all let Indiana beat y'all.
Yep, they did.
So I don't really. If I had to put money on it, I'm going. If I had to put money on it, it's Georgia.
Me personally, if I had to put money on it, yes, I would put Georgia. But me personally, I would like to see Texas Tech and or Indiana in the national championship game. I want to see some new people. I want to see some new blood. I mean, Oregon would be new, but I ain't trying to see Alabama. I ain't trying to see a Georgia. I ain't trying to see Ohio State. I mean, Miami, they'll be trying to make their way back to prominence, but I don't think they'll be Ohio State. So, but I got in the I got Ohio State winning, I got Texas Tech, I got Indiana, and I got Georgia winning. Those are the teams I got winning to make it to the Final Four.
I get. Part of me wants to go with Miami. Part of me wants to go with Miami, but I don't. I ain't got the confidence. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Ohio State. I'm going to go Texas Tech. I'm gonna go Alabama.
Okay.
I need this to be overweight, and I'm gonna go with Georgia.
All right. So yeah, those are who we think are going to win, but we got to specifically talk about the college football schedule and just this nonsense. So again, I like I said, these bowl games. They want to seem important, even though they're not important no more, and they should not be involved in the college football playoffs from my perspective. These games, even coach for the Ducks, Dan Lanning said, we should be going to love it. We should be going to play Texas Tech at Texas Tech. We shouldn't be playing it in the Orange Bowl. Alabama should be going to Bloomington. Ole Miss should be going back to Athens. Miami should be going up there to Columbus. He should be played on college campuses. He should be played on. He should have been. These games should have been played last Friday and Saturday, for one.
Mm-hmm.
But because these bowl games, specifically the Rose Bowl, wants to be on New Year's Day, they had to push it off to this week. It's ridiculous. Eventually, these bowl games is gonna have to realize, okay, we're not that important no more. Let me just go ahead and take these 8-4 teams, these 9-3 teams. They probably not gonna take no 6-6 teams. These bowls, maybe some other
Mm.
these bowls ain't gonna take no 6. But they just gonna have to realize that we're not important no more. But there's one bowl game that I keep hearing, and this was something I wanted to ask you, and I'm gonna just put it. I am 100% against this. I'm 100% against any sporting uh championship game being hosted in the same place every year, but people keep saying that the Rose Bowl should host the national championship every year. I'm 100% against any championship game being hosted in the same spot every year. I know, no, I know baseball is held in Omaha, Nebraska every year. I'm against it. I know that Division 1 track and field is held in
No.
Eugene, Oregon every year. I'm against it. I would like because I just don't I just don't think it's fair. Because like say USC or UCLA becomes good again, your national championship games in your backyard, that's not fair. And I just think you need to give that national championship revenue to some other locations, not just the same location every year. I just don't think it's fair. How you feel about it? But I keep hearing a lot that they saying the Rose Bowl should be the permanent national championship game.
Well, I've heard that a lot. I also heard it should be like an every other year thing, Rose Bowl, and then you go to the other ones because it's Rose Bowl is the one that's the most special. So I think that's why people do it because of the way the sun. Something about the way the sun hits the field and all that.
Yeah.
Look, man, look. No offense. Imagine I've been watching college football majority of my whole life. It's going on 20 something years. I've been watching college football. No, I think the national championship should be being played on January 1st. So that being said, if it's at the Rose Bowl every year,
If that's how you get the national championship played on January 1st, you're
first,
okay with it?
yeah, then kind of like cool. Like let's just go get let's. I, I'm with you when you like you said the bowl games is not as important. That being said, if everybody want to treat the Rose Bowl like it's this special thing, all right, fam, whatever, cool. You know what I mean? All right, if that's what y'all want to do, cool. But let's move this schedule up. Let's fix the schedule first, and then we'll focus on where the national championship is going to be played every year. Let's fix this first because simple fact, we was watching a bowl game earlier. Teams is on a third and fourth string quarterback because simple fact these players is already transferred out.
Yep.
If these bowl games was already a lot of these bowl games was pushed up and that stuff was already done, and of course fixed the transfer portal window. I don't think it should be in December or January anyway. I think it should be in the spring, but that's a whole nother conversation. We already did that. That being said, maybe you can get some of these players playing in these other bowl games. These college football playoff, we going to 16 teams. It ain't I don't think it'll be next year. But the following year it's gonna be 16 teams. There's no reason for this to be stretched out to February.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely none. No reason. You're right. No reason. You can get the college football playoffs done and over in December. Have the championship game January 1st. Again, I'm super against it, but if that's the way to get the national championship game on January 1st, and because the transfer portal opens the January 2nd, that's that when the transfer portal opens, that's basically the start of the next season. You
Yeah,
should not be still playing your season, still ending the season when other teams are already getting ready for the rest of next season.
because how can you recruit players that's in the transfer portal if you still getting ready for another game?
Yeah,
You put those teams at disadvantage. Imagine now, those teams typically are your higher power, your power four teams that get all the love anyway. So it ain't like they don't have the resources to go out and recruit. But that being said, and then your players is like, man, what if I want to leave?
yeah.
Then they got to make a business decision. Do I stay here to go through the playoffs or do I leave?
A lot of teams they didn't lost their backup running back or quarterback or kicker or uh, center. So if your center get hurt, now dang, would have been nice if we still had that dude, but he transferred up out of here.
Yeah, the college football, the whole calendar does needs a remake. But we have talked about this. You know what I'm saying? People have been talking about it this whole time. Hell, we done talked about it about 3 or 4 times. This it needs a remake, and we talk about it so much because I don't understand why it ain't been fixed yet.
It is an easy fix. You move everything up a week, move the season up a week, and the playoffs is played through December. N- Y'all gonna be competing with y'all gonna be competing with the NFL a little bit. That's okay. Again, half the games Friday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. You don't need to. You know, there's two games towards this time of season. There's two games on Saturdays for the NFL. You can compete with those. It's college football.
You know what I'm saying? You go, no offense. There's a lot of time, them Saturday games, the college football is going to do more numbers.
Yep,
And I know it's crazy. People gonna be like, "Nah, it ain't." Yeah, it will, because it's an actual playoff. Those are just regular season games.
yep.
No, go compete. And like you said, you put some of them games on a Friday. Okay, roll with it. This is it's a simple fix. Like you said, it should be moved up a week. I honestly heard Army. I heard a suggestion where it actually get moved up 2 weeks because Army and Navy game actually gets the beginning of the year,
Yep.
and then you start the college football season. So it's still Army and Navy. I think it's Joe. I think he's the one I heard that from. They still get they stand alone. Nobody else is playing on this day. So
Yep.
that way, that week is already, we holding out for that week. That's when the conference championships can be played that week instead. Makes perfect sense.
I agree with you. Um, if I was like over football, college football, what I would do now is probably not gonna happen. It's not that big of a deal, but I learned in school the first ever college football game ever played was against Princeton and Rutgers. That was the very first college football game. I think it would be a little cool idea for that to be the first game every season. Even though I hate Rutgers, I don't think they deserve anything nice for what they did to Louisville in 2006. But I think it would be cool to have Princeton versus Rutgers, even though that probably won't happen because it would be not a great win for Rutgers and what probably a blowout every year. But
So,
I would consider that, but I don't think it would happen. But I would not mind Army Navy being the first game every year to start us off.
yeah, no, I think Army and Navy should be the first week standalone, and then you come into week 0 or week 1 or whatever you want to call it, and then you go the season from there. Move this, like I said, move the season up 2 weeks. Move your conference game up, then move your playoffs to every other week. I mean, every weekend, and then go from there. But again, I'm also in the belief of I think the transfer portal should be in the spring because simple fact, these kids should have to spend the whole year at that school.
Yeah,
As much as we want to pretend like these, a lot of these dudes ain't going pro. They need to be in school. They need to be college athletes. But we ain't even gonna go there. Just go.
mm,
I
yeah,
ain't even gonna go. Because I'm going to home rant. We just
yeah.
gonna go.
But speaking of pro, let's go ahead and slide over to the professional ranks, and we're towards the end of the season. Week 18, not much, got 3 games that matter in week 18 and one game that I'll probably be watching just to see if a man breaks the record, and that's Miles Garrett. Outside of that, we kind of know what the playoffs are looking like. We got 2 playoff games
Mhm.
uh this coming week, and we got one game for the number one seed in the NFC. Outside of that, no other game really matters except for draft picks and maybe a seeding spot or two. But outside of that, I don't know. But the season is ending. How you sad about the season pretty much coming to an end?
Man, let me tell you, I remember looking forward to college football kicking off.
Hmm.
I was like I had a countdown. You know what I mean? I was looking forward to for that to start because then you obviously the NFL started in a couple weeks after that. To think that both of them's basically over.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, we still got the playoffs for both, but they basically over. Like, damn, we're gonna have to start this clock all over again. You feel
Hmm.
me? So
You gotta
it
start
really,
to get that hopium in for your team starting soon as the Super Bowl ends. You start getting that hope, like maybe my team can do something next season.
yeah, no, I don't have that.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah, so you know who I root for. But anyways, but yeah, no, it's crazy to think that it's over. Well, it's coming to a conclusion. The regular seasons are over, and then we start the playoffs, or playoffs has already begun. It's college football's case, and the season's coming to an end. I feel like it went by so quick.
It did. I do too. I do too. I feel like it went by very fast. But we'll talk about it more with the pickles. But I gotta ask you. Miles Garrett, he didn't get the sack record last week. He's 1 sack away. He has 22 sacks. The record is 22 and a half. He's 1 sack away from the record. He's going up against the Bengals, and we all know the Bengals, their O-line been shaky. I don't even know why, but apparently they felt like the O-line did good enough that they wanted to give one a reception. So shout out to Cody Ford for getting that reception. But their O-line is shaky. Joe Burrow's been prone to hold the football a little bit. You think Miles Garrett can get that record?
Do you think Joe Burrow's playing? Because this is week 18. What Joe
He
Burrow
probably
got?
shouldn't play, but
I think they're gonna find a way for him to get that record.
how you think they gonna Brett Favre it, or you think he's just gonna get it?
I don't. That's a great question. That's a great question. I think he's gonna get it, and I think they gonna. I think Cleveland's gonna do whatever it takes for him to get
They should.
it. So what? I think he's gonna get it.
Right. But I think so too. Any other game outside of the three we need to talk about? Looking at, nah.
I mean, I think Broncos Chargers have something on the line. I think if the Broncos
Not Broncos locked up the AFC. They good. They locked up the
don't they
AFC.
have potential to get the number one?
Yeah, I think the Broncos and the Patriots, they're the ones competing. I think they got to win. They got to hope the Patriots lose, and the Patriots are playing the Dolphins, which is who knows. Dolphins is hit or miss. You never know.
Exactly. So yeah, no, I think the Broncos is playing for something. They playing for that number one. 49ers is playing for number one as well
Yep. And
because
the Broncos and the Patriots are playing at the exact same time. The NFL did that for a reason because they needed to know. Hey, do we need to? We want y'all to play y'all starters pretty much.
exactly. Yeah, no, we want y'all to feel like this game matters. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, let's go ahead and get to the NFL pick'ems, and we'll
All
talk
right,
about the things that we need to talk about.
let's start with Saturday. Panthers versus Buccaneers. Play win and you win
Yep.
situation. It's win and you.
Playoff game. Remember earlier in the year, when Tampa Bay they was hot. I'm like, damn, the NFC South, shoot, they might get to 10 wins. The winner might get to 10 wins this year. Nope, another year, 8 or 9 wins gonna get you that win. Uh, Tampa looks rough though, so I'm going with the hotter team, and that's the Panthers.
So here's my here's my issue. Right, the Bucks. One, I think they might fire their head coach if they don't get in, which I don't necessarily know if that's fair because Baker was hurt. They had a lot. They had a bunch of injuries on offense or whatever the case
Whole
may be.
receiving core got hurt at one point.
Yeah, so I don't really think that's fair to fire him because they blaming it like the offensive. He had a bad hire on the offensive for the offensive coordinator. How can we tell when everybody was hurt?
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I think I'm gonna go with the Panthers as well. I don't have no faith for them once they get in the playoffs, but they
No,
can beat her.
they one and done, one and done.
One and done for sure. All right, Seahawks versus 49ers.
And this one's for the number one seed. Now my perspective have changed. We talked a little shit about the 49ers a couple weeks ago because they was flying under the radar. But they actually look like a solid team. Sam Darnold is in the exact same position he was in last year,
Yes,
just
I
with
ain't
a
think
better
about that.
team.
I ain't think about
Same
that.
position again. They had a win and you the number one seed, and they lost. That was with Minnesota, and then he lost horribly. I didn't realize it until I was watching Nightcap. Shout out Shannon Sharp and Ocho. Sam Darnold leads the league in turnovers. So
Does he?
he leads the league in turnovers.
I thought.
He has like 28 with interceptions and fumbles. So
Damn, I didn't
so
know that.
it's looking like I don't want it to happen, but it's looking like the similar what happened last year, where you just fumble it all off like you did, trick it off like you did last year. And the 49ers really want this because if the 49ers win, they ain't gotta go nowhere. The Super Bowl's in September.
Mm-hmm.
So they good. So I want the Seahawks to win, but I think the 49ers are gonna win.
I'm going 49ers, and it's for the reasons you just said. They are not only are they motivated to get the number one seed just because you carry it to the Super Bowl, but then when your Super Bowl's in your stadium, because I ain't got to leave the crib. We practicing at our own facilities for the rest of the year.
Yep. They last game was at home. This game's at home. They ain't got to get on a plane, a train, nothing
I
for
don't
like
gotta leave.
nothing. So, hey, and we see what happened the last two times. Uh, the host team, the Super Bowl host team made it. They won Tampa Bay and the Rams. Both times they went, they won it. So we'll see if it happens again.
Yeah, nah, I'm going with the 49ers for that reason. All right, then we got to throw these two in. Titans versus Jaguars.
Jack, I was thinking about this. I hopped off the Jaguars bandwagon last season,
Mm-hmm.
and they just left me. I was rooting for y'all. I was on the wagon. I was like, y'all gonna do something big. I was believing in Trevor Lawrence. Y'all hurt me too many times, and I left y'all. And y'all went and glowed up on me. Ain't that something? But I'm gonna go with the Jaguars. Crazy how they do me though. Real crazy how they did me.
Look, man, they had they took at weight was gone, so they was able to move a little fast. I guess that's what it
Wow.
is. I don't know, man. Uh, I'm gonna go with what I'm saying. We know what I'm
Yeah.
doing. We ain't really gotta we ain't really gotta discuss that. All right, Cowboys versus Giants.
My question is that going to play? I don't think he should play, but even if he does, we're gonna win. We're gonna beat the Giants because Giants is not good. But part of me doesn't want Dak to play, and if he does play, I'm gonna be nervous the whole game.
I'm taking the Cowboys because of simple fact. Even though the Giants looked good last week, mind you, they was playing the Raiders, so I don't really.
That's a bye week.
The Giants make looking at the Giants versus the Raiders last week make you look like damn the Giants should have had another win or two. But then you looking at the Raiders, it's like, wait a minute, how did y'all even get two wins? But then I remember they played Tennessee one time.
Yeah,
So well, that says a lot, anyways. All right,
y'all got
Chargers,
three at least.
sure. Chargers versus Broncos.
Broncos is the better team. I got the Broncos.
And Dion is going with the Broncos. I'm gonna go with the Chargers just because. And then
Another
so
playoff game.
another, like you said, playing game. When I was watching Sunday night, I looked over and I said, who you think gonna be the Sunday night game? Because it could either be Saturday night or Sunday, the Panthers and the Bucks, or Ravens versus Steelers? And she's like, yeah, it's gonna be Ravens versus Steelers. I said,
Yeah.
yeah, they gonna be the Sunday night because it's Ravens and it's the Steelers.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? It's two historic franchises. No offense to the Bucks and the Panthers. They names don't hold weight
Nope.
like the Ravens versus Steelers. That being said, who you going with?
Oh, I was watching the Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns. I was watching this specifically because I want to see Miles Garrett break the record. He didn't. The Steelers put a lot of attention on him. They put like 2, 3 men on him every time he was on the field. But as I'm watching this game, the Steelers had no offense. And when the game ended, I tweeted out, I think DK getting suspended. We can talk about that in a little bit here. I think DK getting suspended cost the
Mm-hmm.
Steelers a playoff berth because without DK, they have nothing offensively outside. They don't have nothing. The Ravens, they look pretty good last week with Tyler Snoop Huntley. We'll see how they look with Lamar Jackson. At this point, you just got to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. That's your way in. Just hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. I'm not confident in it. I would like to see the Steelers get in, but I think the Ravens will get that win. I think they're going to ride Derrick Henry to the playoffs.
All right. So you brought up an excellent point. DK being out hurts him. It is shown in his
And
Cleveland.
TJ Watt's out too.
Yeah, but Cleveland with DK out because they threw it to I can't think of his name. 3 plays in a row.
Scaling.
Thank you. They threw it to him three plays in a row at the end of the game.
Against the all pro corner at that. Like he's okay.
DK gonna come down with one of them though.
Yeah. DK is not Valdez Scantling.
Yeah, right. I don't know why they didn't try something different. So, and then Derrick Henry, they should have gave Derrick Henry 2 weeks ago. They should have gave Derrick Henry the ball at the end of the game. They ain't give him no curse. They made it a point. Hey, we ain't gonna do that no more.
4 touchdowns.
I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens,
Yeah.
and that's without Lamar playing.
Yeah.
Because I
Even if
don't think Lamar's playing.
yeah, I don't think he is. I think they get in. It's just bad. If we can talk about the DK stuff, obviously from the reports from Jay Glazer, his reporting, this goes back to last season. This fan, I'm not gonna say his name because he doesn't know his name to be said, but apparently this fan had issues with DK when he was with Seattle, called him some derogatory names. DK went to the proper channels. Hey, get this guy out of there. Obviously, got him out of there. But obviously, he remembers. Obviously, he gonna remember somebody do. So he remembers him. The guy that Lions fan called out his full government name. I guess DK looked and saw that's the dude from last time. Probably remember last time from last year. Got heated, went over there, threw a punch. Shouldn't have did it. But I think this is on the Lions security, the Lions organization. That man should have got his stuff revoked the last season. He should have got banned last season. What is he doing back? And if the Seahawks came to you about this issue, y'all got the man kicked out that game. What is he doing back this season?
Good point.
Makes no sense. But because of that, the Steelers ain't got nothing offensively. Nothing. So
And he
um,
can't. Aaron Rodgers can't throw the ball. He can't throw the ball. I ain't gonna say he can't throw it 20 yards down the field, but he can't throw it 20 yards down the field consistently.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's not even that he doesn't have the receivers to help him. He don't DK was their only weapon. They obviously they got Washington, who's a 300-pound tight end. They got Firemove, who's a solid guy. I think Calvin Austin, Valdez. They got solid receivers. They ain't got that guy receiver. So it's tough.
yeah. So now I'm going with the Ravens just because of the fact get that ball to Derrick Henry. And he's gonna keep giving him the ball and keep giving him the ball until he's tired. Bringing the change of back. I can't think of the backup running back's name off the top of my head, but he got some speed. Let him get him some carries on the outside and look at Derrick. Say, "Hey, you ready? You straight? You need another play? All right, I'm just gonna get it right. We'll get you on the next one."
You know,
And that's what it boiled down to. Real quick before you close the show, it's a name when we did the special about the Hall of Fame about Hall of Fame players, and
Yeah.
it's a current active player. I just want just quick thought. Khalil Mack, Hall of Fame or not? Also, Miles
He,
Turner. I mean, not Miles. Miles Garrett.
he's Miles Garrett for sure. The Khalil Mack got him a DPOY, right?
I believe so. Let me look it real quick.
I think he does. My favorite memory though with Khalil Mack, why he probably is, but I remember when he got traded from, I believe it was Oakland at the time, to Chicago. His first game, and they gave up a haul from his first game. He sacked like Aaron Rodgers 3 times in the first half. They still end up losing that game, which is kind of crazy. That just shows you how good Aaron Rodgers was. But he had such a great performance in that first half for the Bears against the Packers that they were saying the Bears probably need to send them another first round pick just for how good he was doing. But I don't know. He's still a solid
2016.
player.
2016.
So yeah, I would, yes, I would give him, I not first ballot. Miles Garrett, he will be first ballot. Yeah, but Khalil Mack, he'll get in there probably his fourth or fifth time on the ballot. Maybe
Yeah,
fourth or fifth kind of disrespectful. Third, probably is about his third time on the ballot.
yeah. I'm thinking he's got to be a Hall of Famer, but career solo tackles 481, sacks 113. Yeah, I would think he would be a Hall of Famer. Like you said, Miles Garrett, I think it's a guarantee.
Yeah, first ballot. He can go ahead and get his suit size.
Ooh, I don't know about that because he ooh, I don't know if he's a first ballot.
You don't think Garrett's first ballot?
Man, he ain't win nothing.
If he gets his record, you think he's first ballot?
I think that helps.
Yeah.
I think that might get him there. But even then, it's like because I don't think was Michael Strahan first ballot when he I don't know. But yeah, so
He might have been. Michael Strahan was a solid player. But that'll do it for another episode of From My Perspective. Again, thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Please please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I looked at the numbers, I did the study. 60% of you guys are not subscribed. For some reason, I don't know why. But don't be part of that 6%. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get the notifications anytime we drop an episode. This week was a little crazy, guys. Christmas was on Thursday and New Year's is on Thursday. Sorry. We'll be back on our regular schedule program next week. Promise. But just saying. But again, please subscribe. There is merch in the bio. Go ahead, hit that link in the bio for the merch. Get you some merch to start out the New Year's with something from our perspective wise. And go ahead, leave in the comment section on who you think will win the college football national championship. You think it's going to be some new bloods like Texas Tech or Indiana, unlike you, or you think we're just going to get same old Ohio State or Georgia or Alabama? Leave in the comment section who you think will win. Again, I'm your boy Dion. Thank you for joining us. Q, go ahead, take us home.
man, you already know the guys. It's your boy, Mr. Bell, aka say your name up on this pod. Might not put you to mind. No, Michael Strahan was not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He had to wait a year. So, but yeah, we catch y'all next time. Peace.